Hey guys, it's Shay from Shay's Kitchen, and today I am back with another Cooking with Granny. My grandparents came to stay with us for the weekend because I had a smaller cousin who graduated high school. So I had a ton of family visiting this weekend, which was this past weekend, Memorial Day. And I got to cook some family favorites with Granny in my own kitchen. We had a blast. So many memories were made here, and guess what? So much good food was actually consumed here as well. So today I wanted to share with you how she makes her old-fashioned peach cobbler. Now, before we go ahead and get into this footage, y'all saw that thumbnail. It was amazing, amazing. I wish I could share a little bit with each and every one of you, but the best thing is I got it all on footage, baby. So if you're feeling up to the challenge, then you can definitely go into your kitchen and try to make the exact same homemade peach cobbler. So let's go ahead and see how Granny put this thing together. So Granny's making peach cobbler, homemade peach cobbler, the old-fashioned way. She's got 4 cans of peaches, the large cans of peaches in heavy syrup and with the syrup, and she's got about a stick of butter in, and now she's adding sugar. I don't know how much sugar. She just eyeballed it, and we'll see what's going on. So Granny, you're just gonna let this simmer or boil? What's happening?
Simmer just for a minute. I'm gonna add my nutmeg.
All right, so she added the nutmeg, and now we're going over here. This is just self-rising white flour. Now what are we adding to this, Granny? So you're adding some vegetable shortening. That should be enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so this is where the magic happens. And I can tell you right now, I can do it, but it takes a lot of practice. A lot of practice it takes. All right, so because I don't buy whole milk, let me get on the other side. Because I do not usually buy whole milk unless I'm told she has mixed some evaporated milk with some 1% milk, because that's all I had in the fridge. And now she is just pulling this together to form the dough. So she's got a what do you call it? A hole in the middle, a well in the middle of the flour, and she's just really pulling it together and pulling it from the side slowly. Now, when I do mine like this, everything is a hot mess. It looks like a volcano erupting, and nothing comes from the side. It just all goes together at once, and I just make it work. But this is the professional, and I can't do it. So guys, try it if you want to, but I'm just gonna tell you, it's gonna take a lot of practice to do this. So I'm gonna let her finish making this up, and we'll show you what it looks like when she's all done. So it's at this point that Granny said it's ready. Now, I don't know how she knows it's ready. Maybe it's the feel of the dough. Maybe she knows it's the amount of flour that is left around the circumference of the bowl. Honestly, I don't know. She just says, okay, I'm ready to go ahead and flip this out of the bowl to start kneading it. And one thing that I picked up, if you just saw there, remember I said how the dough gets stuck on my hand and it's very hard to come off, guys. Well, I just saw her pinch a little bit of the dough off the side and then use that to actually scrape the dough off of her fingers. I had never seen her do that before. That is definitely something that I'm going to try the next time I have to make a dough in this similar fashion. Just good tips to actually see that you don't pick up when you're actually watching, because you're just so in awe of the fact that she's making this dough and making it look super, super easy to actually do. So Here's the same process that you guys saw in my actual Cooking with Granny, the butter rolls. This is how she makes her dough up, and I don't know, I'm just lost for words because every time I see it, I'm just like, this does not work like this for me. But we're just gonna go ahead and let her make the dough up, and then we'll get to the point where we start rolling it out, and you'll see how easy that is as well. Now she's done, and she's gonna cut the dough in half. So one for the bottom crust and one for the top crust. And you do want to make sure that you knead it well. And I will tell you guys, you'll know when it's kneaded pretty well because it won't be as tough like a big ball of flour. It'll be more pliable, stretchy, softer. And that's how you'll know that your dough is actually ready to go ahead and separate and start rolling out. Now, because she knows the size and the shape of the pan, she's gonna roll it out very long so that she knows that she's gonna cover the pan. So my tip to you is know what pan you're gonna cover so that you try to make it the shape of that pan, the length of the pan, and the width of that pan. Now, it doesn't take her very long. It may take you a little longer. It definitely takes me a little longer to do so, but just take your time. Just try not to break the dough, essentially. Don't roll it too thin that you can't pull it up, and make sure that you have enough flour on the bottom because, as you can see, when you try to pick it up, if you have not floured it very well, then it will stick to your surface. Now, she did cut off the ends because we have a square or rectangular shaped pan. She did not need the circle end, so that is just an easy way to make sure that the bottom of your pan is covered. Just another trick that I'm pretty sure she picked up for many, many years of working in the deli / bakery. So now that the bottom of the pan has been covered, remember we had left that bowl or that pot of peaches in the syrup with the sugar and the nutmeg on the countertop. So this is where we're going to go next. We did not bother that at all. She just let it come to not even a boil, just to let the sugar melt and the butter melt. And now we're just gonna pour that over the top of that crust or the bottom crust, give it a shake to make sure it just coats it very, very well. We're adding just a little bit more liquid that was from another can of peaches that I had, and she just took the heavy syrup out and poured that into it. And then we're just moving on to the top crust, and we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the bottom crust, except this one you need to be a little bit more careful, even more careful I should say, with it, because this is the pretty crust that you're going to see. So she's just again rolling it out so it is the size of the pan. And she's actually going to do something a little different, which is special because she doesn't do it all the time. Typically, if this was just, the family and no one else is coming, she would have just slapped this bad buddy right over the top of that, sprinkled it with a little sugar, and threw it in the oven. But because we did have a lot of company and it was a special event, she decided to do lattice work. So you just want to make sure that your top layer or this dough that you have is wide enough to get as many strips as you can. Thank goodness there's an extra pair of hands here because I'm cooking in the background and Granny is doing lattice work on the pie. So I'm actually gonna have to actually watch this to see what is happening because I haven't been able to pay attention. But this is an old school peach cobbler. This is how she would make it for the bakery way back, well, I don't want to say way back in the day, but back in the day when she was working in the bakery. And she actually still makes these for her church and events that may come up. So I just cannot wait to taste it because I have a feeling that this is probably going to be the first dessert. Well, maybe not the first dessert gone because she did make the sweet potato pies as well, but I have a feeling that it is going to go. My husband requested this. He wanted Granny's special homemade peach cobbler. Now the very last step is to actually just take regular granulated sugar and you just want to sprinkle it over the top of your crust, or in this case the lattice work, and she's going to plug in this hole down here at the bottom in the corner that you see here with additional lattice work. All right, so it's in the oven and it is going to bake at 355, and we don't have a time frame, you guys. I have to tell you at the end, she just said we're going to look at it. So guess what? We're just going to look at it. The pie is done. Let's get it out. Look at this. Ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Guys, I cannot do this. Oh my goodness. Wasn't that absolutely amazing? As good as that peach cobbler looked on the video, it is about 10 times better in your mouth and on your lips. So I really, really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making the video. I enjoyed editing the video. Just to hear my grandmother and know that I will forever have these memories for her documented, it just makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside, and I know my family appreciates it as well. So if you guys wouldn't mind, leave any of your comments down below. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and follow me over on my social media at Instagram at Shay's Country Kitchen. Until next time, and next time will be soon because I still have some more Cooking with Granny videos coming. I will see you guys soon.